believe what just happened out there.
Yeah. It worked just like you said it would. No more scrapping through the woods for us anymore. From today on, we'll be rich and comfortable living in Nottingham Castle.
Aye, and we'll only do a bit of this once in a while, for a change, when we feel like it.
Oh, we could do that or...
Or, what's that look in your eye, Dave? What game are you thinking of playing?
I'll tell you soon enough, dearie, but for now, shouldn't we,
Oh, yep, right as rain. Little John, Friar Tuck, bring forth our prisoners.
Of course, Robin.
We got Robin Hood, my cousin. There you are. Set that
Robin.
chest wherever you like.
I kind of like it right here.
This is an outrage! Let her go, you outlaws! Do what you like with me, but I demand that you release Queen Eleanor at once!
Thank you, Hutch.
Anytime, Your Majesty, I live to serve.
Oi! Keep a civil tongue in your head or you won't live much longer!
Brave words, little man. I must admit I was surprised to see you stand with the Queen when the rest of her attendants ran off.
Were driven off, you mean, with sword and arrow.
could have stayed.
They wished to. I commanded them to run away as fast as they could. I would not see good men killed, which is the fate you have planned for us, no doubt.
Actually, we hadn't yet decided what we were going to do with you. Any suggestions, men?
Ooh! I thought the plan was to let her go and strand her in these woods.
So that when she came out again, she could tell the world that it was Robin Hood and his merry men who stole the king's ransom.
That was the plan, yes, but right now it just doesn't speak to me. We've got the Queen, and we've got her gold, so what else do we want?
More gold!
Righto. And how to get it? Any ideas?
We can hold her for ransom and keep her until someone pays up.
That is a very good idea. You've got a good head on your shoulders, little John.
Thanks. Thanks, Robin!
There's an irony to it that I like, and that I'm certain our benefactor will appreciate as well. The Dowager Queen of England is kidnapped and held for ransom while traveling through the forest collecting money for her poor son, King Richard, who's also been kidnapped and held for ransom. It's neat. It's symmetrical.
It's monstrous.
Well, yes.
Nay, it won't do.
What? And why not? Go on, spill it.
Well, we can't go back from whence we came. We have nowhere else to go. And without a home base, exactly where are they supposed to send this ransom money?
Give the little lady a prize. She hits it right on the head first time. So, that's out. Any other ideas?
No, that was my only one.
What, so we're back to the original plan then?
Well, to just take the gold and leave her in the woods. Oh, yes, let's do that. Be off with the gold.
What's the matter, Friar Tuck? Getting soft?
You imbecile!
Oh,
This is not Friar Tuck. That's Sir Maddock, Prince John's tax collector. These people are not Robin Hood and his men.
Of course not, Hodge. I knew that in a moment.
Oh, really? Well, that is a bit uncomfortable, that is. So what tipped you off?
I am the Queen of England, Robin. Oh, whoever you are. I am nobody's fool, least of all yours. I have met Robin and his men. I know their faces. Your little band is a poor substitute. And you've no women to play my poor maid Marian, except for this woman of ample years.
Hi!
No.
He's supposed to be a girl.
Oh, shut it.
And now that I've seen your faces, I recognize most of you. Well, at least most of you. I can't place the woman, but you two, you are my son's guards, and you were at the tournament today. Oh, I'm beginning to see it all now. My son is behind this, isn't he? This is some wretched plot to rob his own mother, keep his brother in prison and away from England, and incriminate Robin Hood. Well, isn't it?
Your son couldn't come up with this plan on his best day. This was all my bird, dear.
Oh, so the real outlaw here is named Bert. Oh, how courteous of you. I will remember that, my girl.
Oh, you think you're so clever, Your Majesty. Well, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you big.
What? My life? Take it. I have nothing else to give.
I will, and with pleasure. I'm only sorry we can't squeeze a little more gold out of you first.
Why can't we?
What do you mean?
Remember I said I was cooking up a little something?
Aye.
Here it is. We kill the queen nice and neat here in the woods. Then I take her clothes and her crown, and we continue on with the guards and the chest as if we was the queen and her retinue.
Collecting and collecting and collecting.
The poor King Richard's release.
Oh, we could do that as long as we kept you away from anyone what knows her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lord such and such. The queen cannot see you on this day. She is too indisposed over the recent imprisonment of her son.
Oh, we could do that easy.
We could rob this country one village at a time.
It's brilliant.
Pardon me for interrupting, but what about the rest of us? Namely me. Am I to understand that we will not be returning to Nottingham Castle? That you plan on betraying the prince who trusted you?
What's it to you?
Nothing. Just asking.
Yeah, sorry about that. But you know what they say, no honor among thieves.
Well, I would say that exactly.
It's the real Robin Hood. Bravo, Robin.
Thank you, my queen.
Look, Daisy, it's the famous outlaw and traitor Robin Hood.
Why, the one that fired the arrow at the tournament.
That game's over for you two. You were the one who shot at the prince with the arrow Queen Eleanor took from me at the Nottingham Assembly.
So what if I did?
And used it to incriminate you, Robin. Oh, I should have known.
I wouldn't have understood it myself unless my wife explained it to me, of course.
Of course not, Robin. How could you? You weren't meant to know that your arrow had been stolen from the Queen's bedchamber, but I noticed immediately.
Marion, my dear.
Remember what you said, my queen. If ever you need me, I'll be there. Goes both ways.
Oh, Marion, my beautiful child. But Robin, how did you know to come here to rescue me? I hadn't decided to leave Nottingham until after Marion had left.
I didn't.
I told them.
Sheriff, you siding with Robin Hood.
I didn't believe it myself, and he had a devil of a time convincing me.
Until I pointed out the folly of the sheriff coming to Sherwood alone and calling out Robin's name. It couldn't be a trick this time.
Else we would have cut him stem to gizzard before he could betray us. Ha ha! After all, if there's one thing we've learned from Prince John and his rule,
It's that these royals hold their lives at a high price. Ha ha!
Because all the money in the world won't help you if you're dead, and dead is what you and your wife are about to be.
Seems so, but maybe not. You've all been running your mouths, well now it's my turn. Sure, it's just Daisy and me against all you outlaws. Or is it? Eda, Edgar, you really want to go back and work for the sheriff? And you, Somatic, you really want to spend the rest of your life spit polishing the prince's boots to earn your bread? Or do you want to come and work for Daisy and me? Travel in this land, bilking the noble citizens of England out of every hard-earned piece of gold they have. Look, I'll put this to you in a way you can all understand. Decide right now who wants to be rich and who wants to be dead.
I am doing something. I'm watching a show.
I just want to go back to Nottingham. Take me to the town. He's the one that came up with the plan.
He's doing all right on the way.
there you are!
Can we speed this up?
Shut up.
Well struck, Robin.
Well struck, Robin. Huzzah. Well done, sir.
was unnecessary!
You're not in charge of this rescue, outlaw. Just feel fortunate you're not on the ground with him.
I knew we'd get around to that eventually. I must confess, I'm impressed. You've held back longer than I'd have guessed, so I take it you're going to take me in now. So my head can decorate Nottingham Gate, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Sheriff! I have had enough! I warn you! You cut him down and I will see you hang for it!
Hang! For the just execution of this outlaw!
Robin is not an outlaw. This man's confession clears him of the attempted murder of the prince.
So my original decree still stands!
Robin Hood and his entire band are given amnesty for a period of 24 hours. They may not be arrested, assailed, or executed. The penalty for willfully defying this royal edict is
To be hanged by the neck until dead! Excellent, well done, Hodge. Now, for God's sake, if someone would untie us, please! Thank you, Wilhelmina. Ugh. Now, Sheriff, if you would take this woman and that back to Nottingham Castle, as well as your guards if you deem them trustworthy.
Here we are, boss. Loyal as ever.
always. I deserve that.
Come on!
They do.
Yeah, boo-hoo, he's dead. Let's go.
I shall return to Nottingham to confront my son.
No need to worry, Your Majesty. We've thoughtfully brought him along with us.
Johnny here in Sherwood.
Oh, he didn't want to come, but he was all alone in Nottingham Castle.
And we just couldn't leave him.
So I brought him. Ha ha!
Mother! The Sherwood outlaws! They've kidnapped me and waylaid me in the woods and they won't let me go!
Oh, as you would have done to me! Johnny, how could you? Have that gang of thieves gang waylay me, rob your own brother of his freedom?
Oh, but I had nothing to do with that. I wasn't even here. I would never. Of course I want Richard back.
Oh, then you won't mind making a large contribution in gold to his release.
Of course not, Mother. To be collected annually, of course.
Weekly, John.
Weekly, but Mother.
And don't try to bleed the people for it. I shall know if you do.
Yes, well.
And then I shall return here to watch over things permanently.
Oh, anything but that, I'll pay.
And as for you, Robin Hood, and the rest of you, I have a few commands for you.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You keep my Marion safe.
And Your Majesty.
You keep doing what you've been doing here in Nottingham. It may seem a small thing when the fate of a king is in jeopardy, but you and your band are an inspiration and the best hope that England has until my son King Richard returns. Will you do that for me?
Aye, that we will, Your Majesty. Until King Richard returns!
Until King Richard returns!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Now, let us return to Nottingham, where the guilty shall be punished, and my son shall hold the rest of today's festivities in your honor.
3 cheers for Queen Eleanor.
Hip, hip!
Huzzah!
Hip!
Huzzah!
Hip!
Huzzah!
Well, this is so unfair. I'm giving up everything. My gold, my hospitality, my lovely festival, and yet they cheer you.
But of course, Johnny, after all.
Don't say it.
Mother knows best.